Morning everybody, how are you? Oh, here we go. As soon as I say morning, ka-ching, he appears. My name's Iris Smith and I'm the owner of a small business called The Flower Patch, where I make beautiful artificial flower arrangements from door wreaths, door swags, things for the home decor, things for the business, things for your garden decor, weddings, sympathy tributes and much, much more. Here's my son. Let me just say, guys, come round here. Yesterday when we did the video, you couldn't even see his face. So I'm hoping that he gets down a little bit. Get down. Smile. This is my autistic son from yesterday that you couldn't see the face of. So he's just bought me a coffee. He's got his day off work again because he's done his back in. How many of us adults, guys, have done our back in but carried on, hey? Hey? Where does the strength lie? In the adults. Anyway, thank you for all your wonderful comments again. And, you know, I really do appreciate them. Hi, Audrey, I hope you're well. Arlie, I hope you're doing well as well. And Sandra, my dear friend, I hope you're doing well and feeling better. And my thoughts are with you. And everybody else. And Marley says hello too. He's back. So today we're going to do another arrangement for Mrs. Wilson, because Mrs. Wilson is wanting to start and do artificial flowers, and she wants me to show her different styles and designs and the principles and the elements behind it. So today we're going to do an asymmetrical arrangement, different to the symmetrical one, which is front facing and it's in a triangular shape. This one's higher at one side and then comes longer out on this side, but nothing coming out from here. So it goes down like that. So that's if this little one doesn't get in my way. Hey, yes, I know. I know. Look, head down, so that means he wants to cuddle up to me. That's his sign. So that's what we're going to do today. And I was thinking of what colours can we do. We've got green, we've got pinks, black and white, yellow, orange and black. I thought I'll do an orange and red. That's what I thought. I haven't done an orange and red one for a while. And I've got some myrtle, but in orange. And I thought, it's long, why not use it? So I'm going to go through the different things that we've got today. If I can just get things off. So I want to use my fiddlehead fern because it's got that movement and it can come across or up, but it will give you that movement in your arrangement that will show. As you can see, that's it upright. I mean, I wouldn't put the whole bunch like that in, but it's upright, but all these bits coming out, and you can lean it, shorten it to come down, and it's anything like that, and it'll look lovely. Now I've got some spiky grass with, now these are green buttercups. Green buttercups, guys. I didn't want the yellow ones. I'm different. I like different things. So I got the green buttercups and I thought, let's have a go at that. I mean, again, our arrangement for asymmetrical will be like that. Nothing here, it just comes out like that. But again, take into consideration the height of your pot, which I'm using this, and I've just placed in a cylinder piece of dried foam, covered it in wreath wrap and placed a tie wrap through this bit here to hold it over the top so it doesn't come out, because I didn't want to glue it in case I decide that, you know, nobody buys it, that I can take it apart and reuse the container. So I've decided to get some spiky grass with the buttercups for a different contrast and texture to give, so it's not all going to be round and soft. So that's that. Then I decided just to get these out with them having a bit of. Now I like these. I really do. I can't remember if they're protea or are they not protea or there's something else, and I just can't remember. I'll have to get my book on it. In fact, I've got a book full of flowers. I just can't remember. But it's that, and it's got like pine needles for the foliage. And with us having the pine needles on that, I thought I'd just get one of these out because it's got orange on the tips. So I thought that would look lovely if I decide to put that in. Then I've got something that will go with it. And it doesn't even say it on there. It just gives the item number. It'd be nice if they do the item number on the ticket, you know, on the tickets as well as the name of them, so people don't forget. Like myself. Even though I've been working in floristry for that many years, there's that many flowers. Right, I've got out some red. Now, this is ruscus. I'm sure, or is it? Let's have a look. I can usually tell. No, it's willow. It's willow. Red little strands of willow. I can usually tell with the stem around the top which one it is. It is willow. So I've got some red willow, deep red. I may not put that in, but I thought as a contrast. And to go with that, I've got some oddments of this as well. Not the green, but the deep red here. I may place them in instead. So again, I brought out a substitute in case I don't want one. I've got something for the instead of. So I've got those. I've got out my twigs. I couldn't be bothered to take them apart, so I've just brought some oh, I don't know how many bunches did I bring out. 1, 2, 4. I don't need 4, but my twiggy bits. My twiggy bits. So I've got those. Now I've got out some maple because it's got orange in it, and I want, obviously I want green as well. So it's like a olive green with like a golden tip, and then on some of them you see a bit of orange, you know, shade glowing on it as well. And there's a bit of birch in there. These are scraps what I've got left, so I placed them in case I thought we'll put the last of those in as well. Use them up. And I've also got, I've got this out. I know it's got black grass, but I wouldn't be using the black grass. I'd be taking it off. These red astilbe. Now, I'd be taking them off. There's 3 on here, and I can use them. 1 for the taller one, 1 for the centre, and then 1 to come out. So I thought that would be a good idea for our structure and our height, and to define our shape. So I've got those also. I've also decided I'm going to get some lady apple out. Now I can't get hold of any of this anymore, and I'm not very happy because I love this. My wholesalers and that who had this before, it's like a lady this morning, Karen Slater, you know who you are, my darling, concerning the conifer. I used to get that off my wholesalers. They've discontinued it. Oh, oh my good gracious me. I wasn't a happy chappy, guys. So I had to hunt and hunt, and it took me about 4.5 hours. I wasn't going to give up. 4.5 hours to find the exact one. And you never guess where I found it. Shein. Go on Shein, guys. And it's under Pine Needles Home Decor. It is Oh my gosh, it's there. £2.50 for one bunch. And I've ordered 30 because my wholesalers have discontinued it. And they've discontinued this as well. So I don't know. I've got to start looking for this, if anybody does this. So I've looked on Shein and that. I can't find it on there. So I'm going to miss it if I can't get it because it's wispy. Oh, I've just dropped one, I think. It's wispy and I love my wispy bits. Look at the movement of that. So I want to place some of that in. And again, I'm not sure. I've got out, look at these. These are one of my top quality orchids. Oh, let me just take that off. I don't like the little white buds on them. Not on there. Take that off. There. These are one of my top quality orchids, guys. They are exceptional value. And I don't mind using my top... Oh, they've got some more on there. My top quality orchids, they are silk. They're not plastic. They're not cheap silk. Just for that one alone cost me £4. So they are quite expensive just for one. But that was when I spotted them and I wanted some beautiful red Christmas ones. And I chose those. And I was prepared to just pay for what, £4 for one. I haven't done it since. I don't know how much they've probably gone up to now. But yes, I mean, I don't know if you can see exactly as we get closer how beautiful they are. And they are soft, really soft, shiny silk. They are beautiful. They're not a papery sound. They're literally like you. This is silk what I'm wearing, and it's exactly the same texture. It's beautiful. So I've got 3 of those. Again, I may place one up there instead of the astilbe, one down here and one across here like so. I don't know. Then I decided, again, I've got a lot out because I wasn't sure what I want to use. I've got some deep, now these are last little bits of a bunch of my hydrangea in red, which I put on little picks, took it apart, put it on little picks. So that's all I've got left of those. And again, I thought, let's use it up. Again, another one in case I can't make my mind up. Or I may, oh, I've dropped a flower. Or I may just incorporate it within the arrangement. I've got my deep red. Let me just glue this back in, guys. I don't want it coming out. Deep red anemones. And I love these. Look how pretty they are. So I've got 5 of those out. I got these from Lily Jades. So Karen, I know you go on there. I've seen your name on there on Lily Jades when you've put a message on and you've seen these. I think they're 80p for one. So I've got those off of Lily Jades. She's got some fabulous stuff. And of course, I've got some oddments. I thought may as well use these. But again, my wispy bits. I've got wispy bits again in case I can't make my mind up and it's another backup. And as I was hunting through the mini gerberas, I found these mini gerberas. So I pulled these out as well. So we've got those. And finally, our myrtle. Look at that. Look at that. That is one stem. You get 1, 2, 3 stems on it, like so. And look how it hangs. That, oh gosh, can you imagine that if that was in a hanging basket, guys? Hanging low down or anything. That is it is beautiful. So I chose it in, instead of green, I wanted it in orange. I've got to be careful because it's wispy and it's movie, and he likes things like that. So that's what we've got for today's project. So if, again, my pussycat, I've got a bed, you know, I made a bed for him. He loves cardboard boxes. He's not bothered about cat beds. I've bought cat beds after cat beds, proper cat beds, and he will not entertain them. And neither will the other one, Evie. Now you get a cardboard box, oh, it's like a castle to him. He's in it. So I've had, from a delivery, I've saved a cardboard box. And I've put his blanket in there. And all last week and the week before and the week before, he was going in it, going to sleep, like a little doggy on the floor in his bed. He was on the floor in his bed. Now, he's gone off it. He's gone off it. I put him in there and he just walks back out and comes back up here. He's had enough. So I think I might have to get another cardboard box, a new one, because he probably thinks that's a bit old now. So he can go in that one. And he's like that with cat litter trays as well. I've gone and bought a cat litter tray where it's covered, where they can go inside and do the business. And it's got one of those swingy doors. Not entertain it. Won't entertain it. He thinks it's something scary. He thinks it's like one of those cat baskets what you take them to the vets in. So he won't go in it because he don't like the vets. And so he won't go in it. So I've took the swingy door off just in case he just wants to go in it and try there. And I've spent £30 on a cat litter tray. Now you give him one where it's open, he'll gladly go in that and then kick all his cat litter everywhere all over the carpet. And that's the reason I bought the box one, so he can't do that. And he's not bothered. I feel let down. Talk about spoiled. Very particular. But I've said to my husband, he's got to use it. It's either that or so I'll have the vet put a catheter on him. Not really. I'm not that cruel, guys. I'm very not, but yeah. And Evie is just the same. She won't entertain them. Just looks at them and it's like, no, I don't want that. So, oh gosh. So I feel over these last few weeks I'm spending about 80 quid on them both. They've let me down. They've really let me down. So I'm not happy with them. And it's like cat food as well. Oh my gosh, you can't buy my cats cheap cat food. Now, any cats, meat is meat. Not my cats. Move down there. Not move. It's like that because all the flowers are reaching under his chin. But no, you cannot buy cheap cat food for my cats. It's got to either be, I've tried it. I've been to Aldi's, guys, and thought I'm going to buy a cheap one. Let them have some cheap one. It's meat. Meat is meat. You know. No, not my cats. It's a case of they tried it. A couple of days they ate it. After that, it was like, oh gosh, no. And they had bigger chunks in these. You should see him. I don't know if you can see him. Let me move the camera. How his head's situated because all the flowers. He won't let me move the flowers down to the bottom of the workbench. Look. He's allowing the flowers to go under his chin. He just won't let them. He won't let me push them down right to end out of my way because I don't like things in my way. It's like, oh, he's got up. Oh, quick. Go on then. Let these move down there. Move backwards. Good boy. So yes, cat food I've ended up with going back to whiskers. Then it went off whiskers. I tried him with Sheba, which is much more expensive than whiskers. So he's gone off whiskers now and he just wants the expensive stuff, which is 16 or 17 pounds for one box of 40 pouches. Yeah. And I have to get 2 different flavours. Fish for the morning, meat for the evening. So £34 on posh cat food. Plus the dried biscuits as well and cat milk. Proper cat milk. Yeah. And treats. They get more than what we get in the house. Anyway, let's carry on. Right, I've got some ribbon. Now, I'm not saying I'm placing this on. I may place it in the centre around here. So when you've got that bit here and that bit here, I may place it here or at this angle. Because I've got this here and I want to keep that at the front. So I may place the bow here or here. I'm not placing it on the end or higher. It's going to be either here around this mark or here, where if I decide to do one. And I've only got the plain hessian with the gingham or checkered edging and a burnt orange colour. Just plain, nothing special. You don't always have to go out with pattern things. It's not like you get that anyway here. So let's start with our foliage. I haven't got ficus today. I haven't got oak. I haven't got eucalyptus or fern, apart from my fiddlehead fern. Other than that, it is just things like this. And willow, I haven't got that either. Now I've got this that I want to use first. Well, I found dribs and drabs of. So that is how we measure again your container. It goes to there, not here. It goes to there. So it's usually 1.5 times the size of your container. So that is one going to basically under where that leaf finishes, and then it's half the size. So that is virtually correct. So that is excuse me, the height that you go in your foam. So I'm just going to form a small one with this and show you. And again, you do the same. This, I know this is the same because it's the same height pick. And then make sure that so it's that. You've got the L shape. If you have it that way, onto your right, whichever way you work, if you're left-handed or right-handed, I'm right-handed, so I tend to work more, obviously, to the right, better onto my right side than my left. So this is the right side, so you work that way. If you're left-handed, you'll work the opposite way. So, and then I have one of these. Now this will be the center point here. So again, can you see it's going down at a triangle, an upside down triangle. If you go flat point. So we'll place that, and I'm only using this because these will be covered up anyway. But that is your structure. Let me push it in a bit more because I want it to go off. That's the longest point. That is the shape, the structure, your line, you know, your, what as we call the linear, where you have your arrangement. You can, if you've obviously, like that, I've got the myrtle, you can go over, because if I just get one of the myrtles, I mean, I don't need all of these, so I don't know why I got them all out. Let's just get one out. Ugh. The myrtle is longer, so you would perhaps have to cut it down, but hang it like that. It doesn't matter if it hangs over slightly because it's airy here. It's wispy. There's nothing full here, you know, or blocking or extending. You haven't put another leaf that's full, say like this, under here, because then you're going further than and taller than what your container is. Because the reason we go 1.5 times the container is to balance the arrangement out with the size of your container. So that's the myrtle. Now that on going upwards again, I would do the same and bring it around here. It's airy there, nothing's in the way, it's leaning anyway, so it's not going to be a problem, and so on like that. So you're going to have that effect. So I'll leave that there because we're still doing our foliage. And then I'm going to use bits like this, and we are going round here around the front. We are filling in this, but we're not coming out here or out really far there. We're trying to keep it within, so we can bring that to about there. If you want to measure the top of it and go 1.5 times of the hole, then you do that. So which is there, then half there. So yeah, so that around there you would come out, and so on the opposite side. So let's measure that other one. So you would just I can't see. Ooh, let me just, I may have to give it a helping hand, guys, because I've got, I can feel a pin in it, floral pin where I've attached the wreath wrap. So that's that one. Let me just tidy this one up and do the same as I've done there on this side. Give that a helping hand just in case. Like so. So you have that. I've got this, so I could, again, I would bring it out. I'm not just having it flat there. We've got to have some movement at the back here. Like I'd fill in at the back. You've got to also bring that at the back. You just don't have it plain, nothing there. You know, you do introduce things at the back as well, but not as long as what you have here. So it ends up then like so. See, I could put a full one of these, maneuver them around, you know, manipulate them. But I find that these, I love these, but me personally, I'd be taking them off. I'd be pulling them off and putting them on their own picks, because to me, that looks too clustered, too compact. It doesn't look like it's got air to it, and you know, it can't breathe. I know that's how trees form as well, guys, but you can't bend these leaves to manipulate them. So they're going to constantly look clustered. So hence the reason I would take them off, and I would just, if I can get that one, take them off like that. Get a pick, put some glue on the end, and I would use it singular like so. So then I could dot them around, you know, anywhere that I'd like. So I don't want, I'll keep that one out in case I want to use that one to dot things around, but I'm not going to place all of these in. Now, before we carry on, I need to make my mind up whether I want the astilbe. Oops. Oh, you see, I like that because it's thin. So it's the astilbe or oh guys, let me cut these off. I don't mind cutting them off. If I don't use them, I can place the band around them and use them for another project. And then I can save this grass and use that for something, for Halloween or something. Two. Okay, so get that grass. So you can use this for Halloween. It's the grass that you can bend and curl, you know, like so. Oh, say like so. Like that. Put swirls in it. Now it's either that, like I've done this, and that. It's either that effect, I've cut these down ready in case I use these, or it's that. Obviously it wouldn't be that high, guys. That, and I'll know in a minute, which I can already make my mind up. That's taking up too much. There's too much of it. So I can immediately then, because that's thin, do that. I've got the anemones, which are in deep red. I could have used roses, but they are too much together, too close. So I'm going to place these in. Let's have a look. Just cut that a little bit. Right, these have got paper on. So let me get my black tape. There we are. Because it's black. So I've got black floral. And I'm going to tape down near the bottom where it's starting to come off, because they are paperback. I'm just going to go back up a little bit. So that'll keep the paper on. I'm going to do it on all of 3 of them before they even start to peel off on the other 2. What I do, if I do it on one of them, I'm going to do it on the other 2. Because they would just do the same thing, peel off. Like so. And let me have a drink of my coffee, guys. It's not very often. My son, autistic son, I usually have to ask him to make me one. And then I get a grumpy, oh, do I have to? I'm like, yeah. My mum used to make me do it. Those good old days. Bit more discipline and respect back in our day, guys, weren't they? Right, so the longer one, I'm going to place, because the astilbe is leaning slightly that way, I'm turning it that way. And push it in and go a little bit down like so. Cut that. Do the same here. And then do the same there. So again, you've still got that effect. Yeah, you might use those as filler. Right, you see I've got our myrtle. Oh. This is beautiful. Now it looks like there's no flowers on the end, but that's the way it is, look, because that's the top of it. There's one at the bottom and it's like that all the way. It's not that the flowers have dropped off, guys. Oh, you get 4 flowers on one. I thought you only got 3. That's silly me. So, let's see. I'm going to bring these like in front. And it bends over, but that, oops, is giving it, as you can see, it's not gone over there really. It's moving it down at a small pace, you know, bend. It's giving it that nice little structure. And I'm placing these just in between. So I want that a little bit shorter. I don't want it too long. I've had these a while as well. I forget that I've got things. It's only because I was going through the buckets. And that is doing the same thing, guys. So now I don't want that one. I'm going to use a smaller one. And I'm going to do that. I don't mind it coming over, but it's just keeping within. Within our arrangement and our, you know, our line. Right, I've got a bit of wire there and I don't know what that's for. And I don't want people hurting themselves. So if I just lift that up a little bit so it doesn't droop too much. So I don't really need that unless if I feel that I want to use it again at the back and make it slightly a little bit tall. I think, yeah, why not? And I've got this little bit here. I'll take that off. And again, anything, any main stems that you've got, like this, that the myrtle was on, save it, because if you have any flowers, like, or you decide to buy flower heads because they are cheaper to buy and you get more. So I've bought before bags of flower heads, like carnations and things like that, and they don't come with a stem. So things like this, what you save, you can use those as your stem. So I use those. So let's just make sure this isn't untidy. No. So I could place that like so. So if I just I may need to cut it. If I cut it at a 45-degree angle with it's a thicker stem, sometimes it's harder to push in. So then I will cut it at a 22-degree angle, which is sharper. And this I'm going to place at the side. And just turn it up. So it's not really much higher than this, but then you've got that. And I may bring that one down there, just as a little smaller one to finish it off. Like so. So that is an asymmetrical shape. So there we have created our structure, our line, and our, everything else now we will fill in around. And if you want to look at it from that point as well, tall on one side and straight, and then down to a point to this side, and then just fill in little bits around the back here, like so, and bits here, just filling in, but keep that line there. So that is what an asymmetric shape is. So I want to place in, I know we've got those, but I want to place in some of my twiggy bits. See, I don't need all of these, I don't think. And again, these are going to add. I'm not going to put one up there. I'm going to bring these in and lower down. So I'm going to cut these off. And because you can manipulate these, if I just move that, swirl them around your finger and just do that. So you've got a curl, and that will shorten the stem as well. You could bring these out here, because obviously we're coming out, we're not just staying in straight and flat. We are having volume, we are coming out around here on either side, but it's just that line and structure and form that we needed to create to start with. So I would like to bring, I could bring that out actually. Let's cut that short. Oh, my neighbour's already winding me up about those flowers. You know those hydrangeas, guys, on last night's video that I shown you? I went to yoga, came back, and I'd got a message, because obviously we're not allowed to switch his phones on while we're doing yoga. Got back, and there was a message on my phone from a partner. I've seen, because Liz took a picture of me with all the hydrangeas in my hand, and I was laughing, and so she's shown her partner the picture. I got a text message last night. I've seen a picture of you stealing some hydrangeas off of my garden. I've seen how many you've got. I've sent you a bill in the post, £20. So I told you they tried to wind each other up. So I sent one back, and I put, well, apparently whoever was there, I don't know if it was the owner of the house or not, but they dumped it on me. So I think you really need to have a word with them. And silly things like that. So, right, I'm swirling these around my finger just to make them a little bit more natural, and bending them as well. And I'm just bringing these out. Let's just wipe that glue. So they're coming out again. We're coming out to that, around that depth, because we've measured 1.5 times wider than the opening of the container. And that is another tip on how far to come out. So just wind the longest bit up, because I don't want it too long, and then just bending that. I'm not winding it. And I'll bring this one in the same place or around the similar area, so it's like that. So that is what you have. I don't need that one. could place actually that one in the centre. No, we'll use it. We'll use it. I'm on a we'll use everything today scheme. So. Oh gosh, he's done that really, really strong. He's terrible sometimes, you know, because he's got no patience. Oh my gosh, guys, he's done it before to me and to my husband. I'm sure he just puts a tablespoon of coffee in. And, oh my good gracious me. He means well, but oh, you get to the bottom, because sometimes it doesn't stir it. So you get to the bottom and there's a great clump of coffee sitting there and you've taken a gulp of it. So I'm going to bring that one, or shall I? Let's have a look. Now I'll bring those out to the side slightly a bit higher. So I'm going to do that around here, not going above our boundary or our line, keeping within and not going further out than those, or staying virtually within that length. And it's okay usually with the airy bits, you know, like I'm using the twiggy bits, because you can bend them in and they don't look odd because they've slightly come out. So we've got 2 here, 2 here, 2 here at the back, and I've kept within our boundary, which is where these birch leaves are. And again, because they are airy and that one's slightly, if you place them together, slightly come over, that's okay. You can either just bring it in a little bit so it stays within. And that's the best thing about these things. And you just do that, guys, but we still are within our boundary. So it's 1.5 times the whole of the container and 1.5 times the height of your container where you go with your flowers, and 1.5 times height coming out as well. Right, we've got, now I know I've got some oddments that I've cut in here, and I've cut some down into different things. I took them off a bunch and I placed some of just those on, pulled them off the actual, like those, took the fern off and put these on single picks so I could just have some of those as well. So yes, I try to get as much out and create as much different ways using different things. So now we have our fiddlehead fern. I love this. I think my Himalayan maidenhair fern is my favourite. But you know what, guys? I think this comes with it. This is one of my top favourite ferns, as well as the fiddlehead. This is fabulous. The movement, the look of it, it's just glorious. So again, you can see where that's coming out. So because that's coming out further, it's a wispy bit. So you can either bring it in further to have it not come out as much because it's airy. So it's not a big bulbous eye element. So it wouldn't look too much as it's gone over like these. It's not as noticeable. Now, if I had a flower and I decided to come over like that, you'd notice that more because the leaves and everything are further in. So with this, it's just greenery. It's not as noticeable, but I would still try and get it to become in as close as possible to our boundary. There's nothing saying that you can't let it hang over your boundary. It's just have something wispy to allow to do that, like so it doesn't look odd. Because if I had this coming right over here, it'd bring it here, as you can see. Now something, then you're forming yourself a gap. So then that gives you the feeling that you need to fill that gap in. So then you'd get something, fill it in, and then your structure and your shape and your line of your arrangement, what you're trying to create, has gone out of sync. So then you start adding more in and more in, and it just gets bigger, bigger and bigger. You need to try and keep and think about what elements you're going to use to keep that without going out too much, to make your asymmetrical arrangement disappear, because that is what you're doing if you bring out something further out here, because then you've created a gap and your asymmetrical shape is then starting to disappear, and you're starting then to fill in with other things, and it's just going to get wider and wider. So hence the reason I try to keep things relatively around similar, as you can see, to my boundary, that I'm not going too far out. I've got one on there. I would bring now I need one with two. I just love the movement of these. Again, keeping within my boundary. I'm going to bring that one around at the myrtle on that side, along with that. So that is what I've got. I'm going to place one around here. Again, going horizontal, vertical. This is just foliage filling in, but putting it's, you know, slightly in a little bit more. You haven't got to have everything tall like this. Excuse me. So I can save these in case I may need them again, which I doubt, but we'll see. You never say never. So I'll put those there. Right, now I've got my anemones. And again, on this occasion, it doesn't matter if you place in your florals or your foliage at separate times, because sometimes that's needed. And again, by adding this here, I could have one here, but just reaching the same height as this, not going over, because it's a bigger head. If I went over, then you'd see the big drop down. So then you've got a gap here where then you've got to start filling in, going higher up again to bring it down to that point. So then that means you're going further out, and you're going further out than the measure 1.5 times your container. So then you're making it bigger, and then that will then make your container disappear and look lost and make it look odd for the size of the arrangement to fit with your container. So I could easily just bend the anemone, place it in here, excuse me, like so. So then you get that effect. So it's below, just below, or the astilbe, or I can place it at the same height as the astilbe at the back. I have got 5 out, so I think if I start, and at the front here as well, I would bring it here. That is where our birches, I would keep it within that. I wouldn't bring it out any further. It would stay within that. So let's start at the bottom. I'm going to do a wider cut. Let's see. Now I want to take a little bit more off. That's so. So I'm going to use these instead. So I'm going to go under. Keep an eye on my shape, you know, my birch leaf. Bend the head slightly down, like so. Then I have to listen, guys. When I hear that reversing noise on a van, it's either a delivery or it's my husband's van. So 1, 2, oh, that's 4. I thought that, oh yeah, I have got 5. I keep dropping things on the floor. So then I do the same. I've gone there, so I'm going to do the same here. I'm going around where the myrtle is. There is that one, so I've got to bring that down. So I'm going to need that around there. So I will do the same with this one. If you see me do this, guys, it's because I've got a glue string and it's wrapping around the flower. Bring that one down as well. Let me just get that glue off my hands. You can bring, if you wish, some out here. I could do that here. Let's have a look. There's not just saying I've got to stay in that line. And then one there. Let's see. So then if that's the case, then I'd lift that head back up. Let me just, yeah, because I need to be bringing it out. So they need to come about here. So I'm going to bring these out at the side, but I'm going up on that level where that myrtle is. I'm not coming down here next to this. I'm bringing it around here. So it widens it because, again, we are coming out. We're not just keeping it like a Mohican in the centre. Let's just... And then let's just slightly bend the head. Don't bring it out too far because we've got our boundary. We look where that birch is and we keep within that. When we do the same here. And then that one comes there. just get that. That's Maisie, guys. Let's make sure that's centre. So then you start getting that effect. I'll save those. Doesn't that look pretty? With the rusty coloured container. Now, I didn't get that much out. Let me just see. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, it's the, I knew the lady apple. She's a star. Now some of these are paperback. They will need to be. I think I've taped some of them up. Oh, I don't know where that's come from. So let's just play with those first. And then we've got, yes, there's those. I mean, I do like these. Oh gosh, they are divine. So really, if you think about it, we have got quite a bit left. It's the way we use it and the way we place things in that fills everything up. So brown tape, which I've got on a roll here. Let me just place that there. As you can see, look, paperback, it's horrible. Just unwind it, guys. I've seen, again, I've said it before, a lot of people who do videos where they leave it like that. I can't abide it because it just looks a mess when it goes into your arrangement, especially if it starts peeling off because you've not attached it together and stopped that from happening, especially if it's going outside in the weather. You know, that goes on top of your oasis like that, or your foam like that, and then that gets wet, looks drabby. It's not a professional job. You know, people are paying for this. You need to give them your best. I can hear somebody outside, and they're very close by, and I don't know what's happening. I can't make out whether they're trying to come to my house or... That one's been done. I think I'm going to place picks with them, guys, because they've got no wire what's strong enough. So that's that one. See, we've got some that are on their own. How many is on their own? So that's 2. We'll put a pick with that one. Take that paper off. I'm ever so nosy, me. If I can hear something going off outside, you know what, I always say that my husband will say, where you been? I'll go upstairs looking out the bedroom window. And I'll go, again? I always say, yeah, I've been rubbernecking, meaning stretching my neck to see what's going off. It's only because I'm a chatty person, and when I see somebody walk by and I go, hello, and they're looking around me garden like this, I'm like, I'm up here. And they'll look and they go, hey, are you alright? Yeah. I call it rubbernecking. And my kids are like, Mom, do you have to? I'm like, yeah. There's nothing wrong with it. Socialising and saying hello to people. It's a great thing. It's a wonderful experience. You know, communication. I've said to them many times, you ought to try it. You know, you really ought to try it, you know, it's quite good. You get some really lovely people. You know, you can have a laugh. You know, it's not like you're just laughing at a screen or laughing at somebody on your headphones. Oh no, this is actually proper communication skills. And then they just go, oh yeah, whatever. Typical young people. And it's really weird, when my kids were younger, guys, they used to go out, we make a point of them going out, you know, walking, experiencing different things, views, you know, nature parks, things like that. It's like they feel that they've done that now, they don't need to do it. They've been there, they've done it, that's it. I keep telling them there's more to life than just sitting on that computer table. Life's a wonderful thing, and if you miss it, you'll regret it. And I've said, which obviously you're doing, you're missing life. But you can't tell them, guys, you can't tell them. They'll find out for themselves when they realise they've missed it. And then they'll say to themselves, oh, I regret doing this. Oh, I've been there where I've regretted not doing things when I was younger. But I always communicated. You couldn't stop me chatting. Even in my sleep, I'd talk all night. Right. Now we've got our lady apple. I'm wanting to bring movement out as well. I'm wanting to bring movement out here. Again, keeping where this is in our boundary, where our line was finished, keeping that there. I want to bring a bit of movement here, not going out too far because I want to keep that line. I may place 2 pieces on either side, in fact, of these at the back. So we've got some nice movement at the back. Again, keeping within, not going any further. And do that on both sides. Again, look at our boundary, look where your height is. Right, they're slightly higher than that astilbe, so bring them slightly down. There we go. So do that, so you've got that movement there. These, again, I may bring these out here. So we'll shorten that. We'll bring that there again. Not bringing them out too much, just allowing them to stay. Excuse me. Oh, I've really got a dry throat and I don't know why that is. I think I must need biscuits. Must need biscuits. Ginger biscuits. Ugh, can't beat ginger biscuits. Bring that out as well. And then I've got 2 more, and I bring those down here in front where the astilbe is. Cut them around the same length. So bring those. Again, not going further than this. So I've kept within our boundary than where the birch is. Like so, if you can see it that way. Doesn't that look pretty? Deep red and orange. What a wonderful colour. Again, I've not done this colour for a while, guys. So we don't need no more lady apple. So we have got our, let's add a bit of green. Now, well, these are not on long push-ups, so sometimes I've got the odd, if I can get single leaf. Let me pull that tag off. And then I've got those. I can chop them like that. I can pull these off if I want, and have them individually as one like that and fill them in like that, or use them as a cluster of 3 there. So on this occasion, take that one off. I'm going to use it as a cluster of 3. Just with, excuse me. So what, because I want to fill this little area up here. So you can do it singular. Let me just lift that up. Again, I'm staying within the boundary here, area here. So I want that there. And I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side. Allowing them to droop over slightly and look a little bit fuller. Like so. Now the leaves that I've got off here, I will place those on picks. Again, I don't want to not waste anything. So I've got that one. These green buttercups are waxed with a bit of flocks. They're flocked as well. Dusty, very dusty. But not to the point where you know, it's horrid. So I've got 2 of these here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring them just here. It doesn't matter that they're slightly smaller, you know, and they're not as tall. It's just to bring a bit of different texture and variety of foliage in to the arrangement. And as you can see at the back, we've come out a little bit, but not a lot, because we still want to see this. So I've got, now I'll save them. I'll just hang on to them because I do have these red ones. We're going to place in some of these red willow, and I'm going to place them slightly leaning at the back there. Again, keeping within this birch. The birch is there. I've kept within that. So I'm not going as, you know, out and making it look odd. And I'm going to put one here. And this is just to add a bit of deep red around the back. I think I need to add some here, yes. And then I'm going to place some at the front as well, down near the bottom. I just, again, not coming out further than the birch, because once you come out here where this is, then you go in. You don't go out and stay out. You bring your arrangement an asymmetrical where it comes down as your tallest point and out slightly here wider. But as soon as you hit the width on either side to where it's the widest, then you bring it in to a point. So then you have to stagger everything inwards so you get that point. Just like you would if you did the symmetrical one, or like we did yesterday for the casket or coffin spray. You have to, for the diamond shape, you have to keep that shape by staggering it in to where it is needed. Just keep that shape from that same shape. So I am staggering it so it's gone wider there, and then I've got to stagger it down a step to come to that point. Excuse me. Let's get two more. Let's have a look. Oh, shall I bring them down? Yeah, I'm going to bring them with the birch and place them here. So you've got a bit of red at the bottom as well, near the back. So I need to cut these quite small. Again, keeping within our birch. Just so you have that effect. I do feel that one around there would look nice. So I'm just seeing if it's going to be too much. There's one needed. Is it there or? Let me hang on to that. I know for definite I need to extend that. Make it slightly longer, put a pick on it. I'm using brown tape because it's a brown stem on the foliage so I'm keeping within the same colour, and then doubling up by going back up with my tape just for that support. Let me just cut a little bit off. I think like so. So yes, that's what we have. Again, if I need any more, I will surely use some more. We have our pine. I think really I want to place in the maple. So let's just pull some off. Oh my goodness. And another thing that I do, guys, let me show you once I've got these up. Right, we have this left. Now, I would take the prongs off where I've just taken the leaves off. Let's just cut that one off. That was a prong. That other one was there without a prong. That's not a prong. Some have got prongs, some are just like a bud. That's like a bud. And you're left with that. Now that is like a twig. So if you do an arrangement, manipulate it, give it that twiggy effect, and it's come off something that's like a twig, save it. Save it, guys, because you could put that in there for a bit of different effect, which will give off a bit more interest, and it's just like a twig. It saves you going out and buying, you know, a pack of twigs when some of your foliage comes on stems that are looking like a proper twig or branch. So save them. Just cut the prongs off where the leaves came off, and then just use it as a decorative piece of like twig or something like that in your arrangements. So I save those as well. So let me just get these quickly put on, and I always wipe the glue off what seeps out once I place it on. And now we're gonna need to start filling up around the bottom where I can see, because everything's been lovely and, you know, looks nice at the top, but there's no foam at the top. We need to start bringing things down and make it fuller at the bottom. Hence the reason we have things like this to bring that down. But again, we've got to bring it down as staggering it down, not just there's you go and then plonk that at the bottom and then you've got a big gap here. You need to stagger it down. because by not doing that, it's going to look odd. It's not going to look balanced. Hello. Yes, I'd love one. You know, next time, can you stir it though? Because I got to the bottom, there's a big lump of coffee. Say yes, Mum.
Yes, Mum.
He's looking at the camera and he's going. And when I looked and I saw it and he was like, he thought, oh, I best smile. So, I've done those. So now we're going to use these. I will, in fact, use these again and bring these slightly higher up to fill up there. I could easily get other things, you know, other foliage. I could use, you know, things with bigger leaves and that, but I don't really want to spoil the effect. I want this arrangement to be wispy, airy, but also it's obviously an autumnal arrangement, but I don't want it to look odd by having something in it what's not going to look right, just to cover areas. So I'd rather it be done correctly. So I'm going to start here, and again, it's just there. It's smaller than the rest up here, but again, we are bringing it down. We don't want it all, everything all up there. And I will bring several of these around the similar area. Again, as you can see, it's lower than that one, but higher than that. If you just remember that, staggering means the one above it has to be higher than it, the one below has to be shorter than it. Thanks, Brandon.
You're welcome, Mother.
You are. And then I'm also bringing the odd one around the back, just again because I want it to flow. I don't want to look like I've missed it at the back and I haven't thought about the back. So I brought those there. Again, like I always say, incorporate what you've got here, put bits of it at the back. Now I've gone there, I want to come here, below here, because that sets off your red, beautiful, your anemone. So I want to bring this here. Again, we're coming down. What I've done on one side, then I'm going to do on the other. You can tilt them slightly, you know, put a bit of a bend in them. And then I want to bring some down here. Keeping within my boundary again. I'm going by here, that's the widest point, and you can see I've staggered it lower than that because we're going to the point. Do the same here. And on that one as well. So that is with our beautiful maple. Oh gosh, guys, it's placed it right over there. You know what, guys? I have to hide things because if I don't, ginger biscuits. Call me sneaky, but ginger biscuits. Because if they see those in the house, they've gone. They've gone. So I buy them, bring them in here, and then they'll go, have you bought any ginger biscuits? Oh no, I've forgotten. But I have bought these, and I have bought these. And they're like, oh yeah, I like them. And I'm like, oh right, okay. At least I've got you something. Right, so take those off. I want to just get this out. No. Yes, that goes there. I want to try. Yeah, the push-ups, wispy. Right, I'm going to put in now our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our deep red hydrangeas that I split off the head. I took pieces off and split it again to make it go further. Now I'm bringing this slightly down here because we've got red up here. We've not got much down here in floral, not in foliage, just in floral. I like to again bring it in down as well. So I'm going to bring one here. Again, I've kept within, just within. So if I think that's just too daring, I will bring it, bend the stem. Daring as in meaning too close to being out of the border. Then I will do the same on this. Like so, and I've got this. Now I'm bringing this one here. Again, I'm bringing it round the back. I could have it down at the bottom. In fact, that looks quite nice. Yes, we'll bring it down to the bottom. So we've got something small because we've still got our boundary there, and I don't want to go beyond the boundary there. So we'll bring that within the boundary of the birch. So like that. Oh, doesn't that look glorious? How airy it is. You can see through it. What beautiful colours. Right, now do I use this? Take those off because I'm going to use those individually. Oh, I broke that one. Oh gosh, I'm too heavy-handed. Oh, that one's okay. Let's see, cut that there. So that's a taller piece. I know what I'm going to do with this one. I'm going to do it at the back again. We want it at the back to cover. We've got it at the front, so we need it at the back. I keep hearing a buzzing, guys. I don't know if one of my kids have put their washing in the washing machine. I keep hearing a buzzing, like I can hear the washing machine spinning. I need another piece. Right, now I can hear a truck. Heebie-jeebie. So I brought that around the back here, just so we've got something of that same element at the back. Like that one's not got a hole. Again, I want to keep 1, 2, 3. Let's place it like so. I'm going to place these on picks. Again, use them in your arrangement. Wipe the glue off. I've noticed my friend Audrey does that, bless her. I could tell she's been watching my videos when I've watched hers. So Heavenly Scent Cut Flowers. Check her out, guys. She's a wonderful lady from Phoenix in New York. Right, so I've placed those on picks so we can use those. So I've got those there, those there. So do I bring, I need some up there. I may need to have to extend the stems on these. That one may be okay because I need the height. So let's just see. So if I cut off till there, I want this to sit at the side of the myrtle as well. If I can get it. Oh, I can't get that in, it's too, let me take the glue off. I need to cut it a bit sharper, more of a 22 degree. There we go. Let's just hope I can get it all the way in. I want it around that high. So now, because this one isn't that tall, I've got to extend this one. So I can place on a pick, or I can place on one of those others. I'll do it on this one. So I'm going to glue that on so it takes the weight. Green. So it's a green stem. And then go down. Let me just cut that little bit because it's slightly bent. Bring it around like so. Then go back up. I always double up on everything I place tape on. It's for the support. It gives it extra support. And then I'm going to do the same on this one. Just so I can see how tall. Oh, that one's not going in either. Oh my good gracious me. Oh. Take that off. There we go. And I always say to people as well, if you feel that the tape that you use doesn't stick as well as expected, because I've had it before where I've bought it and it's just not sticking. I don't know if it's because it's not got enough glue in the centre of it or what it could be. Just put a bit of glue on it. That will hold it together. I'm going to bring one in here as well. Yeah, just place a bit of glue on it, guys, and that will hold it. So basically, sometimes I'll dip the pick in the glue pan, place the pick on the stem, like so. Then I get my tape and place it on the glue on the stem. So then that bit's glued to it. The tape. Then I do what I need to do by going around and go below the stem of the foliage about 1 inch to 2 inch, then come all the way back up, and before I you know, roll it all the way around, I put a bit of glue on this end here. So then I get probably something where I've got a bit of a stem here what I've chopped off. And then I just wipe that on like so, and then carry on going round with my tape. So then when I go all the way round to the top, it's got that glue on it, and that is what will hold it on and stick it on nicely. So there you go. So don't worry, guys, that's how you can do it as well. Because some tape I get, like I say, I've had it where they just don't stick. That I don't know why, and that's how I combated it. So that's how we've done that. At the bottom, I've just dropped my picks. So there. So I've got another spare leaf here. Place that on, pick. Oh, I've got another one. So yes, every time you cut something off, oh, that was on wrong end. Sometimes you'll have spare picks on your workbench, and if you feel that your tape's not sticking. Instead of using your glue gun, you want something fine that will just smear across and the tape. So like I've got this here, so use that. Sometimes your glue gun can squeeze out a bit too much. Right, so now I've got those, I do want, I've got a lot of red now, so I need some orange in it. I don't think I'm going to use them, no. So if I had orange, what could I use in orange? Oh, I've got roses, ranunculus, oh, ranunculus, peonies. I can't really see what they are. Something slightly bigger. Oh, I've got calla lilies, of course. Oh my good gracious me. Gosh, when you've got that much you can't see. Let's get some of this movement going. Filling these sides in like this. This will also help with filling in, or you could just use filler foliage around the bottom. Now I just want to have the odd bits sitting here in there, summer's depth as well, you know, some wispy bits, my wonderful wispy bits. Again, remember, always remember, because as you can see now, I've made it to that point and I'm keeping that point at the front. So remember to stay within when you're creating a certain structure like the asymmetric. The symmetrical shape, like your diamond shape. Always keep, you know, your pointed areas where they need to be. Let's bring two up there. As well, get some pretty floral up. I don't like that one, it's wafting a bit too much. We will get these filled in. That's that there. That's that there. Right at the back. Can't see. I don't want those. Now we've got that, we've got these, we've got those. Let's get these in as well while we're on it. Again, there's our foliage. What we've had from our green buttercups. I want to cut that one. Again, and it also applies to the back as well. Keep within that boundary that we've started to create from the very beginning. Let's have a look here. So as you can see, it's down now. It's gone down to that area, up there, and then down. But when you go down again, do it as a soft, softly. Don't just do, you know, get things that make it look too sharp and, as they say, staccato, you know. Do it really soft and it crescends downwards, you know, or diminuendo, should I say, is the word. And then it comes downwards. Don't make it look too drastic and too, oh, that's a bit too sharp. You know, give it that soft touch to as it comes down. Now, I want, these are going to more than likely go on picks, guys, because these are just not, can I place them? Oh, 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 oh. I didn't know this. You can pull them off. Da, 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 da. That makes it even better. Oh, I just love things that you can take apart. Right, we'll take that off and place it back on a pick. Ah, oh, lovely. Oh, let me do that with them all. Oh, how wonderful. 4, 5, 8, 7, there's 9, 8, 9. Oh, lovely. Let me have some coffee. That's better. I'm not placing a bow on it, guys. I think it's not needed. It's lovely without the bow. Again, you don't have to have bows on everything. I love bows though, no, but it's not always needed. I'm just trying to hurry when it comes to this. I didn't know these come off, guys. Now I do. I don't mind ordering more. I wasn't going to order any more because I thought, oh gosh, you can't take them off. They come as a cluster. How wrong am I? 2 more. There we go. Lovely. So then, if that's the case, let's bring some down at the bottom. We need things around the bottom. I may end up putting some fiddlehead fern back in because I seem to have hidden it. Bring that. I could have. Oh, let's get one there, guys. I'll turn it around in a mo. Need something for it to lean on. So I'm just placing, again, got to start looking at covering areas up. So I'm placing one in there. Make sure that's in the same. Just bring that in a little bit. And again, bring some around the back. Oh, let's cut this shorter and have it on a shorter stem. And bring it alongside here. And do the same with another one. Place it here. So then you have it like that at the back. I've got 2 more that I'm considering. I'll place those there. One there as a bit of depth. And then one there. So we've got those. So I don't need no more of those. I don't want to overdo it. I am really considering getting some more foliage. Bring that in a little, that's too far out. Let's just straighten that up a bit. I need bits to fill. So you have, again, like I say, like that. And we can still see our container. Let's just have a look. I'm going to put some of these pine needles around the front as well. Placing one either side. And again, this is where we're filling it up. So I'll place them either side here, and because they've got like an orangey red tip, they look lovely sat there at the front. So that I'm going to bring some from the side as well, where that bit is. I can see that's a little bit too far out from what the, let me just cut it, what the birch is. So again, I'm keeping within the boundary. It's better. And I'll do one the other side. As well. So let's then cut that. Oh, I know what I've got. Oh, why do you see things when it's too late? That's one. Bring that one to the back. So I'm going to place one at the back as well. Incorporate that. Right. Again, keep it as nice and packed as you. I've got one left. Don't want to place that there, so if I chop it into bits, use it as filler. Again, the more different textures on that you place in, you know, the more prettier it becomes, because you have all these elements. And I mean, within reason, you know, there is a point where you must say enough is enough. And I always say, if you place something in and it doesn't add any more interest or any more wow factor to your arrangement, then take it out, because you're just then throwing things away because there's not doing nothing for it, for your arrangement. So that's how I was always taught, you know, keep things out if they don't do anything. and add more interest to it. Right, I'm just going to get these, and then that should be it. And I'm going to place in a few of these around the bottom, because let's just push that up. We need just to cover around the bottom underneath. So I'm going to lift it. And this is going to go. Let's cut these down. I may need more, so I'll get a few more out. So that is what I'm going to do under here, just to give a wonderful effect of a two-tone leaf, where it looks like you've covered your foam and your mechanics, and you've still kept within the boundary. And then we brought the red down at the bottom, and also with it being two-tone, it's got green in, so we've incorporated green as well with it. I think we could do with another one there. Right, one there. I feel a glue string on my arm. Right, let's just have a look. We may need just to add in, as I said, a few of these, just to see if it's needed. I'm going to add in the odd one or two. You know when you say odd one or two, oops. It becomes 3 or 4 or 5. I've got to find a space now. these, let's get these in as well, bring a bit of lighter colour above, just by placing them in for a bit of extra texture. One at the back. Right guys, that is our project for today completed. We have done an asymmetrical arrangement in a vase or a container that is 1.5 times its size. So then by measuring it like that, as I did at the beginning, your arrangement will then fit in with the size and balance with the size of your container. And one of the other reasons I decided to do red and orange is because the rustic colour on the container with the iron. It's rustic, it's worn, and I thought that would look lovely, you know, to do it in reds and oranges. And again, plus I've not done a red and orange arrangement for a while. Again, I don't need a bow. It's not needed. It's all nice and compact and full. It's beautiful. There's nothing more we can do. You know, we've got the myrtle in, what gives it that movement and also helps with the shape. We've got the anemones. We've got the astilbe for the height, and also the anemones. Then we brought the anemones here, not here, you know, or up here. We need some floral, bigger head florals to come out from the side. We could easily bring some here, but again, I've got a boundary that I'm working in. So we would have that there, and then the anemones would come in. So they wouldn't be as noticeable. So some people would have that like that. Some people will have it facing themselves or like so. It doesn't really matter how you'd like to sit it. We've added in some green buttercups with some lady apple, some red willow, some wispy baby gerberas, some pine needles with reddy orange tips on the end, something that looks a little bit, I don't know whether it could even be chrysanthemums where they're opening up, some hydrangeas, some fiddlehead ferns, some orange twiggy bits, and our maple as well. And obviously used whatever foliage came off of things I chopped, you know, like the like these. I had some spare foliage, so I decided to place that in. I'm not happy about that one. It's not sitting right. It keeps flopping, so it needs a thicker stem, guys. So let me place it on a thicker stem. Ooh. So it needs one of these. That's not good enough, that other one. Mind you, that one's a bit too thick. I've got some thinner ones, so let's just get a thinner one. There we have it. So we'll place this back on. Let's glue that to that because it's quite weighty. Let's get our foliage, floral tape, glue around the glue, tape around the glue. And I had a feeling that my picks wouldn't hold it because my picks are very light and this is quite weighty. So let's get this in properly so it sits how it mind you, I think I might have cut that a bit too long. I need to cut in a bit. There we are. It's more sturdy now. Let's just help it down a bit. I'm better with my right hand. I'm more stronger. There, that's sitting properly. That's how I wanted it. So it's properly now. It's not moved off to one side. So yes, that's our project. And so Mrs. Wilson, that one, lesson number 4, I think, is how to create an asymmetrical arrangement, which basically means an arrangement that is tall on one side and then goes to a point on the opposite side, and then nothing here. You don't come out this side. The only bit you bring out is a bit of floral or foliage to fill in around here, but you still keep that height, but your main piece is down here. But do it as a soft point. You can lower these so that it comes more down to a point. I've done it because we've got a round circular container, so I've rounded it off slightly. If it was a square container, you see, I take things like this into consideration. If it was a square container, I would have done it more of a sharp point. But because it's round, I want that softness to go with the round and soft look of your container. And you know, again, look at your container. If it's got colours in it, it doesn't have to be glass, it can be a full ceramic, but if it's got colours like pink and yellow, then use pink and yellow for your floral. Whatever colour your container is, use that in your choice of colour for flowers. Then your container is just as important, will blend in with your flowers and won't look odd. It's all right if I did this, and say like if I had a ceramic and then I had a pink container, it just wouldn't go. You'd spot the container before you even spot the flowers because it's odd. So because it's rusty, it's brown, it's glass, perfect. It goes with the rusty autumnal look. And same if you had a yellow vase or yellow container, use yellow flowers, so then they're both balanced. And if you're placing a bow in it, add whatever colour. If you've got a sign on things and a wreath and that, whatever colour you've got in your sign, use for your floral colours. And also if you're having a ribbon, use those colours in a ribbon as well. So I hope you enjoyed that, Mrs. Wilson. I hope that's given you an idea on to learn to do something again. Like I said yesterday, Mrs. Wilson's just considering doing flower arrangement, and she'd like to know different elements and principles and designs. So that is another one of the designs that you can make in any choice of your colour and any choice of flowers and foliage that you wish. It's entirely your decision. So again, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you all please subscribe, share and like, and have a fantastic day. I've finished for today because I was up bright and early, got things done, so I could, because it's a nice day today, I've got to cut the hedge. So I've got to go in the garden and cut the hedge. Oh well, I'll get my son to come and help. He's off work, why not? So there you have it. So again, please subscribe, share and like to the world, to the, you know, the universe, to the globe, whomever, and have a wonderful day, guys. Thank you for all your comments. You know, it's wonderful to receive them. I will always reply, even if it's not immediately, I will reply. And take care of yourselves, good health. And Sandra, I'm still thinking of you. Have a wonderful day and enjoy the sun while we can. Bye for now, everybody. Love you all. Bye. Right, guys. There is your lady apple with red and yellow. Well, orange and orangey red and yellow. Your myrtle all the way there, which is beautiful. Your baby gerberas, wispies. Your buttercups, green buttercups with the grass. Your red astilbe. Look at the anemones. Aren't they beautiful? Lily J's got some fabulous things. Karen Slater will let you know that. Your maple as well. Your beautiful deep hydrangea. Your fiddlehead fern, swirly furly curly fern I call it. Your birch. Your willow. Again, they look a bit like chrysanthemums, don't they, where they're closed and they're about to open. And your pine needles with the red on tip on the end. And look at those, aren't they pretty? I love those, dark red. Let's have a look. Oh, and your twiggy bits here as well. So, and it's the same around the other side. So I hope that you've enjoyed that, guys. And I hope you have a wonderful day. All the best. Take care. I love you all. And I won't be here tomorrow, guys, because Friday's my busy day. So enjoy your weekend. Have a wonderful time. And I'll see you on Monday. Have a fabulous weekend. Bye.